Well, our operation here, I guess, would be termed in this part of the country, we'd be considered a farmer feeder operation, where we raise the majority of our feedstuffs in the feedlot. The operation has been here many years. Isaac Funk settled this country in 1824. So cattle have always been a part of this operation. Obviously, originally it was all grass-fed, but so cattle have been a big part of Funk Farms for many years. Our nutritionist that we work with travels throughout the Midwest and the West, consulting for feed yards and so forth. And when I became interested in a new structure, he asked me to look at the Monoslope concept. Most of the building companies in this area were not familiar with it and were not willing to go outside of the box, so to speak, in designing livestock structures. So we settled on Summit Livestock Facilities with helping us design and come up with this building. These Holstein calves come into this facility, they came in last December, first part of December, weighing 400 pounds, 400 to 450. And when they come in, we do a projection on what we think their performance is going to be through our nutritionist. We project the gain to be about 3 pounds per head per day, and we have been consistently doing better than that at about 3.3 pounds per head per day. As far as the efficiency goes, we're looking at 6.5 dry matter pounds per pound of gain. And you got to remember they're here for well over 300 days, so typically that gain is not that good. And they'll go out of here weighing about 1,400 pounds. So they have been here from 1st of December, let's say through the month of September and a little bit into October. So they've been here pretty much in the very cold weather, the very hot weather. As regards to why I think the efficiency is better, the design of the building being open to the south, and our prevailing winds are south-southwest here, being open to the south, very high and lower on the north side, our airflow through here is really good. And anybody that's been in the cattle business long knows that beef cattle need good airflow. When God put them on this earth, He didn't have a structure for them, so they were outside. Speaking of being outside, the other attribute to this, well, let me back up a second. The airflow on the north side is approximately double what it is on the south side. Now, I've done my own little research with a handheld wind speed indicator, and that's been about what it is. So if you have a 2-mile-an-hour breeze over here, it's going to be 4 on the north side. So the airflow is important. The other thing is, as we all know, cattle need sunlight, and all this relates to good health, and good health all relates to efficiency and production and dollars in your pocket. In the heat of the summer, when the sun is high, about 80% of this building will be shaded. In the dead of the winter, when the sun is low, about 80% of the building is going to have sunlight. So sunlight and good airflow, that combination makes for fewer health problems and more efficiency and more money in the producer's pocket. Our feeding strategy in this facility goes something like this. We run the bunks at 5 a.m. And make the feed call for the day. Observe the cattle closely when you go through. We like to see at least 90% of them laying down. If they meet you at the bunk, you know they're hungry. There's just a lot of subjective things that we observe early in the morning. Usually try to have the first feed in the bunk by between 6 and 6:30 a.m. We don't so much go by times. We kind of do it by the capacity of our truck. We'll put a load on it. We'll make certain that every pen of cattle in the facility has feed in the bunk first, so we don't feed them pen at a time. My advice to folks that come here and look at this facility, trying to determine, if they want to build one, my advice has been to them to really focus initially on the footprint of the building, the design of the pens, the water, the bunk space, the square footage. Cattle movement is important. I've learned one thing, that we do not clean or bed pens with the cattle in the pens. We move them out. That way we reduce the chance of injury to the cattle, and they seem to enjoy it. Any rate, get that footprint right. The direction, little things like the direction your gates swing, your manure bays, if you have those, whether they're open to the north or the south. And don't spend a lot of time initially worrying about the structure. My experience with FBI has been that they're really good to work with, and within engineering reason, they'll pretty much cover whatever you design.